Masters of the Universe Revolution from Kevin Smith and Netflix, or Skeletor finally gets a backstory. Hi, thank you for tuning into the Tom Patelson Show. Yeah, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe Revolution, which is now on Netflix. I had to watch this and get caught up. I'm a Kevin Smith fan, notably Dogma and Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back. Those are two of my favorites. But here we are, revisiting He-Man, another afternoon cartoon from the 80s making its resurgence. Now, He-Man starts off from 1983 to 1985, the original show, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Then there's the New Adventures of He-Man from 90 to 91. Then they reboot it again, 2002, 2004. And then She-Ra, Princess of Power, which comes from the same universe, gets a reboot from 2018 to 2020. And we're not even talking about the 1987 Dolph Lundgren, Frank Langella movie, which has nothing to do with the property or the cartoon or anything. It's just out there. You can skip that altogether. These are just the animated properties. Then in 2021, Kevin Smith and Netflix get together to bring us Masters of the Universe Revelation, which has parts 1 and 2, which are 5 episodes in each. You get 10 episodes of that. And then just now in 2024, we get Masters of the Universe Revelation, which is 5 parts. So it's basically Kevin Smith gets 15 episodes, 30 minutes each, give or take, to tell his story, where we do get a Skeletor backstory, origin story. And I'm not giving any spoilers on this. You'll have to watch it to find out exactly what happens. This is going to be a general review about what it's about and what we're dealing with. Now, before you watch this, please do, and if you're not watching this already, please go watch this. Watch Netflix, The Toys That Made Us. It's a great documentary series about toys that we grew up with and how they come about. And He-Man is in season 1, episode 3. Talking exactly how this came about. They made the toys, and then they're like, well, we should make a comic book to go along with who they are. And then some people are like, well, let's make a cartoon. Before you know it, you've made a toy, and then had to come up with its origin of how this thing exists. And Kevin Smith is taking his turn to say, well, I want to say where it's going. You know, how much more can we plumb the depths of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe? But yeah, Netflix, The Toys That Made Us. Is this another cash grab for Generation X? It could be. The original series came out, I'm going to be 55 this year. The original series came out when I was in the 8th grade. So people my age are going to start watching this and make their kids watch it and make their grandkids watch it because of the stuff we love in the 8th grade, because we have this illusion that things were better in the 80s. They weren't. We were kids in the 80s. We have this illusion that things were better in the past. They weren't. We were just younger and things seemed to be easier. But because of that, Generation X, we get reboots. We get Transformers, G.I. Joe, Barbie, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and my beloved Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comes back every couple of years. It's the Generation X after school cartoon hour, which were different from the Saturday morning cartoons that I grew up with, which are no longer around. The afternoon cartoons. Come home after school, drop off your books, and watch cartoons. They were a different bent. You know, G.I. Joe and He-Man and things of this nature, namely because we're all coming of age. And when you're coming of age, everything starts to get all weird and your voice starts to change and everything is strange. And of course, there's a lot of sexuality in these cartoons. You know, the men are completely ripped everywhere and tough as nails, and the women are drawn with large body parts, okay? They're really tuning in on the sexuality of the 8th grader coming home from school, looking to rope us in like that. So it could be considered to be another cash grab. It could be for He-Man. I'm sorry, Prince Adam. By the way, Prince Adam is like most heroes in all these television series, in all these cartoons. Like Voltron, when they're the Lions, they can do nothing until they become Voltron. Battle of the Planets, they can do nothing till they go to the Fiery Phoenix. Prince Adam can't do anything until he grabs the power sword and says, by the power of Grayskull, I have the power. He becomes He-Man, the champion. And this is not a spoiler, but in these ones, everybody knows that Prince Adam and He-Man are the same person. Yeah, He-Man is the champion called upon by Prince Adam. Unless they're keeping that a secret, I think it's out. It's been a while since I've seen Revelation, a couple of years, but I'm pretty sure it's out that everybody knows it. It's a strange thing. So Skeletor's origin story and the nerdness of Kevin Smith. Here's the big nerd part about this. One of the characters in the series is voiced by two people. So there's sort of an alternate identity without giving anything away. And the actors he's chosen to play this one character, both famously, one played Luke Skywalker, the other played Captain Kirk. Nerd power. That is nerd power extreme. That's the uniting of the planets, that's explosions, that's throwing gas on the fire, that is nerd power. That is extraordinary nerd cred. This is a fun watch. This is a fun, nostalgic watch. Go ahead and, give it, nostalgia. I had forgotten that I had I looked up the definition of nostalgia specifically. A sentimental longing or wistful affection for the past, typically for a period or place with happy personal associations. That's what all of this is, this nostalgia. They bring back He-Man and the Masters of the Universe so we could remember what it felt like to be in the 8th grade, when we thought things were better, when things were funner, because we didn't have a job or responsibilities or a bunch of nonsense. So they tap into that, and until, Generation X is going to have that out the wazoo, if you will, until the next generation, we're going to get reboots of SpongeBob SquarePants, or whoever you have anointed as your top cartoons. I don't know which is coming out like that. The animation for this is great. The animation is good. It looks like the old cartoon. They're not trying to remake it or redo it. They're not adding an anime flair to it. It looks like the old cartoons. Hats off for that. Good idea. Love that. The dialogue is okay. And I say okay because normally Kevin Smith is a big believer in adding unwanted, weird sexual innuendo to his scripts. And he's been doing it for years, and I'm really happy that in this, at least the last 5 episodes, he doesn't. He doesn't poke and prod and try and do some stupid thing that he does in a lot of his other work. Lay off the sexual humor. It's not funny anymore. It was goofy and stupid when we're 23, not when we're 53. So I'm glad he doesn't do that. So the dialogue is okay. Yeah, 15 episodes total in this entire genre. I don't know if they're continuing with this. I don't know how popular it is. It was popular enough for another 5 episodes, and to get Mark Hamill and William Shatner on board, along as well as many other voice talents. But yeah, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Not my particular pick for something to reboot it, but every time they reboot one, I'm watching it, so I must be in. I must be thinking about my 8th grade youth. Must be thinking about, yeah. Should you watch this? Is it in my nerd realm? Yeah. Go ahead and watch it. It is a fantasy story set in Eternia, which doesn't exist, so you can warp and play with anything you want. The battle in between this one is between technology and magic. That's the biggest difference between the two things, whether things should be technical or whether things should be magic. The answer is both, living in harmony, and the one who figures that out first is Skeletor, but, again, no spoilers on that. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, Revolution. Give it a watch. That'll do it for this week for my review of Masters of the Universe Revolution. Yeah, go see it. It's got deep nerd cred. It's got big, deep nerd cred with me, all right? Till I see you next time, as always, everybody, peace, love, live long, and prosper. And I mean it.